Looking at myself right now on the screen is so hard. I thought I could do this with confidence, but I don't know if I can. Just sit down and have a conversation with myself as if I'm talking to someone when there's no one here. I don't even know where to begin, to be honest with you. I understand there are people out there who have it way better or way worse than I do, but it's hard for me to see past myself. Humans are naturally selfish, and I don't know. I just feel trapped in my own life, and I thought that doing this is so much easier. It would be so much easier than writing it down because I've tried having a journal, I tried having a diary, and it just doesn't work. Where do I where do I begin? What do I even talk about right now? Everything that was swimming through my head. I guess I can start off with my name. My name is Stacey Kyree Turner. I'm 27 years old, and I hate my life. I hate myself. I just hate everything about who I am. I wake up in the mirror sometimes and I just look at myself and I hate the person looking back at me. I've always tried to be a good person, but what does that even mean? You can be the best person in the world and people will take advantage of that. It doesn't mean anything. I really wish I could talk to someone right now, one of my friends, but I live in Indiana, South Bend by Notre Dame, and I've lived here for 4.5 years. I thought in that time that I would be able to meet someone up here, whether romantically or friendship wise, but that hasn't happened. When I moved up here, my mom was sick. She was dying. She had kidney failure since 2001. She's had heart disease since 2013, and uh, she got a metallic heart valve. She had to get her chest cut open, and I was there for that. I tried to make sure everything was okay, but she developed a infection from that, and she just wasn't doing well. So she asked her mother, my grandmother, to come down and visit her because she thought she was going to die. And when my grandmother went down there, my she decided to move us all up here. Initially, I wasn't going to go because, and I've only ever told this to one other person, my cousin, dealing with all of what I was dealing with my mom and my brothers. Life hadn't been going well for me since I graduated high school in 2010. Being the youngest, I thought that that would alleviate some of the responsibilities from my shoulder. But my older brother, the oldest of us, he's special needs, and the middle one, has been extremely selfish for the majority of his life. And that meant all the responsibility was put onto me. Not only did I take care of my mom, I took care of my brother. And before you ask about my father, I've never known him, I've never met him before. So it was all me. And it was just hard. So when my mom and my grandmother were going to move up here, I wasn't going to go because I had a plan to commit suicide. I was going to wait for them to go, find out they made it, and then turn the lights out. But something told me not to do it. At that point in time, something told me not to give up. And I thought about, my mom, her sickness, her health, that if I had done that without finding out if she had made it or not, that would hurt the family even more. And even though I was really unhappy, I still thought of them first, and I couldn't do it. So I decided to come up here with them. And my grandmother, she asked me to stay because being there for my mom, I knew all the medication she was on. I knew everything about all the procedures she had gone through. And so I stayed. And my grandmother told me, hey, you dropped out of school to take care of the family. If you stay with me in my house, which is where I'm at now, and you can go to school. So I decided to re-enroll. My mom was still in the hospital for a good year and a half after we moved up here. But she eventually got better. She lost her ability to walk, and so she's in a wheelchair, but she's alive. And I got my degree, and I thought that going to school, nose to the books, I felt free. I decided to branch out and sort of break away from my old habits and became a lot more social. I joined a fraternity, which is not as bad as it sounds, believe it or not. And I met some pretty awesome guys. And one of them actually helped me to figure out what I wanted to do as far as my major goes. And I majored in mass communications, and I got a minor in marketing. And I just did what I had to do. I was tired of seeing all these people on Facebook who graduated years after me from high school already getting their degree and moving on to their life, and I just felt stuck. So I wanted to do it. I wanted to get it done. And even though most of my credits didn't transfer from my school in Texas, I was okay with that. I was willing to start over from scratch, and I did it, and I got my degree, and I was hoping that after that things would be better. But that was last May. I graduated in 2018, and it's not getting better. I just feel so alone because I've had all these job interviews and I've had people asking me, about this, about that, and I don't know what to tell them. Why'd you graduate so late? I mean, first off, I was told they weren't even allowed to ask those kind of questions, but they did. And I told them the truth, the story I just told you. I dropped out to take care of my family. And honestly, I feel like it was a mistake. There are a lot of people in my family who have the ability to say fuck off, and they want to do whatever they want to do. A lot of selfish people. I don't know why I couldn't be like them and just walk away, just end it all. Then, because it probably would have saved me a lot of heartache. What brought all of this on? 27 years old, and I've never been in a relationship before. I've heard every excuse in the book of why I wasn't good enough. And after a while, I just started believing it, and I see it. I try to be nice. I try to be compassionate. I try to be caring. And for the most part, I think I am. But the problem is, predators prey on the weak, on the perceived weak. And I gave off the vibe that I was someone to take advantage of. And I have been taken advantage of. I was raped for the first time when I was 19 by a man who told me he loved me. Obviously, he didn't. I was raped again at 25 years old. And it's because I put myself out there in the position. Right now, I'm blaming myself, and I'm victim blaming. I'm saying it's my fault, but maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I was desperate enough to deal with these people, and I say desperate because I was desperate. Being who I am, the youngest, seeing all of the people that my brothers have had in their lives, I just wonder why I have never had any of that. My brother has had several girlfriends. My other brothers had boyfriends and girlfriends. My mom's had several boyfriends. She got married and divorced, an asshole, which she rightfully should have. And here I am, putting myself out there, talking to people, and I do get responses, but it's always for sex. And if I don't want to have sex, then it's over. What brought this on was because I was so desperate that I got involved with a married couple. And when I say involved, I don't mean sexually. They told me that they were looking to, expand their relationship. And at 27 years old, not having anything, something, anything would have been good. And so I was settling. I admit that I was settling. And what happened this time is what has happened before in the past with married couples. I literally got a text message that started off with one of the guys saying, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but. And I've been told that anything that ends like that with the whole but means that whatever came before but did mean shit. And as the message continued, it was pretty much, oh, we met someone else a little bit before you, and essentially we were playing the field. And so we're more interested in this guy, not you. And not to be rude, but we don't want to have any physical contact with you. We can still be friends and hang out, though. That's not exactly how they said it, but that's essentially what they said. And I asked, of course, did you meet him before or after? And they met him before me. I just wondered why they felt the need to first off hide that information. I don't care. I'd much rather you be honest with me about your intentions, which they weren't, and just come clean. If you're looking for an open relationship, an open marriage, but you're not looking for an open marriage with multiple people, that's fine. If you have met someone before you met me, let me know that now so I don't get invested, because I've been talking to these guys for 2 weeks. And though that may not be a long time for y'all, for me, it's quite a while. And what hurt me the most was they met him first, then they met me. But then after meeting me, they hung out with this guy, according to them, several times. They never gave me the opportunity. I guess I wasn't worth it. And I know some of you are probably going to roll your eyes and say, what the fuck are you complaining about? You're good looking enough. But saying that doesn't make it true. There are people out there right now probably saying that guy's fucking ugly. And I I wouldn't be able to agree or disagree with either of you. I don't know what I am because I'm still fucking single at 27 years old. And I don't want to hear the whole, oh, you'll find someone, you got to stop looking, because I haven't been looking. I was on Grindr when I met one of them. It was just a hookup because I was so fucking lonely. And it turned into this, where he was like, I don't want to have sex. I want you to meet my husband. And I was with them literally both of them for like hours. It was one day we met. We went walking. I went walking with one and talking with the one while the other one was at work. And then we actually went to his job and said hello. And I met him. Then I was invited over to their house and we talked. And I was there forever with them. But apparently I wasn't good enough, like every other person. I've only ever had two second dates. And where I live now, you've got black guys that don't like other black guys, or they want you to pay for it. I've been told or asked to pay for people's company, and I don't understand that. I guess I look that pitiful that they think that I would have to pay to have sex with them, pay to go on a date with them, pay to enjoy their company. Then you have got the white guys up here that don't like black guys. And then you've got Hispanic guys that don't like black guys. And so what am I left with? I'm left with married men who don't tell me they're married until after it's over. I'm left with closeted men who ask me to go out with them, then stand me up because they just can't do it. And this happened 2 days ago, actually, when a closeted guy, he approached me, of course, via Grinder, and said, "Hey, I want to hang out. I want to get to know you." And I was on my way to see him. Then he's like, "I can't do it." I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm already almost there. I can't do it." Blocked. I don't know what it is about me. I honestly feel cursed. I feel cursed because when I ask people to be honest and upfront, and I'm like, "You're not going to hurt my feelings more than you already have. Just tell me why." There's never a good excuse. I'm too emotional. I'm too emotionally distant. I'm too quiet. I'm too loud. I'm too competitive. I'm too confrontational. Like I don't get it. This one dude, when I was 21 or 22, said I was too deep for him. I was too deep for him. And I understand the whole you can't love someone until you love yourself. But it's hard for me to love myself when I'm always getting rejected and I'm always constantly fighting. I feel like I'm drowning. And at the start of this video, I was crying and I feel a little bit better, but at the same time, it doesn't change my outlook. I feel stuck in my life. What I need to do is talk to someone, anyone, a professional, not just a therapist, but someone who can help me with career advice. Because right now, I'm an intern at a job where I'm doing much more than intern work, and I need some sort of stability. I need to be able to have something in my life go my way. Because if it's not my love life, it has to be my work life or my personal life. And right now, all three are in the shitter. My work life today, I wake up and my coworker has this way, like many of y'all's probably do, of just being super demanding and not realizing that we are on the same tier. Because I've been told by my manager, even though I'm an intern, I'm still on the same level as this person. Now, I'm not sure if that individual is upset by that fact or what, but he or she needs to get over it. First of all, it's not my fault that we're on the same level. You're on the same level as an intern. That's on you. But super demanding, asking me to do things that they could do themselves, and being super obnoxious about it, texting me really passive aggressive bullshit to the point that HR was like, "Huh, that's not right. Why are they acting like that doesn't seem right, whatever. I understand that. But then again, I just think about, well, this is my life. That's the kind of bullshit that I put up with. Why do I put up with it? I don't know. I don't know. I want to be able to look at myself in the mirror and feel that I'm worth it. I want to wake up without aches and pains and rolling my eyes because I have to get out of bed. Because I've been there before in a much deeper depression when I would sleep for 12, 13 hours and get out of bed, go to work for 5 or 6, then go back into bed and repeat. And I would go into work some days and I would just find a dark corner and cry. I used to be a server. There was a back room, and sometimes it was left unlocked. And I had tables. But I just couldn't do it. People, especially on Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, those Hallmark holidays that are supposed to be about love and family, I hate those. I hate those with a passion. Seeing all these people coming in looking for love, finding love, when I've never experienced it. It hurts after a while. And though, like I said, I sacrifice a lot for my family, I resent them in a lot of ways. I feel obligated to take care of them. And my mother, to give you a little bit of more of a backstory about her, do I love her? Yes. But I recognize the fact that she is human, and part of being human is making mistakes. The problem is she won't acknowledge that she's made those mistakes. When I was 4 years old, I was molested repeatedly by her best friend's son, and she still keeps in contact with both of them, even after the fact. When I told her and my brothers about it, and I showed them the message that I sent to this individual, to him, telling him that I forgive him for what he did to me, but I want him to acknowledge the fact that he did it, and he said, I'm sorry. I showed them that message. And they were like, well, he's like a family to us. He's like a brother to us. And my mom's like, he's like a son to me, even though I am your son and I am your brother telling you this. They sided with him. They sided with him. And it took me a long time to get over that because I told them this when I was 18. And it just really, really hurts to know that the people that I went to bat for, even after the fact, still refuse to acknowledge the fact that this individual that was like family to them hurt me so deeply, and they keep in contact with him, and they don't care. Because if they cared, they wouldn't be talking to him. From my knowledge, my mother never even acknowledged this with him. Never asked him, why would you do that to my son? She just let it go. This is the kind of life that I have. In any other world, how is that a rational response? If I ever had a child who told me that somebody touched them repeatedly, I would probably go to prison for murder. Maybe I'm speaking like that because it happened to me, but maybe that's a rational response to someone hurting your child repeatedly, mercilessly. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. I don't understand how to be happy because I haven't been happy for a very long time. I have my moments when I laugh, but there are more moments when I cry. And I understand that crying can be good for you. I've acknowledged that. But when every day is doom and gloom, and the outlook just looks so bleak, what am I supposed to do? I want more for me, but I don't know how to get it.